Good morning, everyone. It's George Bayruthi here from FS Securities, giving you the market report for Thursday morning, the 9th of March 2023. Let's go and see what happened overnight. We wake up this morning and we find that the Dow Jones, let me get this right, was down 0.2%, 0.2% or 58 points. However, the S&P 500 was slightly up 0.15% and the Nasdaq was up 0.4%. Tesla was down $5.71, that's 3%, down to 182 US. Remember, only a week ago it was about 220, and about 6 months ago was down to 150. And 3 years ago was nearly up to 150. So here you go. Tesla is very, very volatile. Apple managed to recover. Remember that Warren Buffett has got most of his investment in Apple and Microsoft. Anyway, it's $152.87, up 0.8%. In New York, BHP and Rio were both up 1.67% and 1.35% respectively. And in Europe, the Stoxx 50 index, which comprises most major European markets, was up 0.2% on the back of a rise in the FTSE in London of 0.1% and in Germany 0.5%. However, in France, the CAC in Paris was down 0.2%. The S&P futures indicating that the market most likely will open higher by nearly 40 points or 0.5%. And yesterday the market was down 57 points or 0.8%. Gold trading at $1,814.05 US per ounce, up less than 0.1%, less than $1. So you can say that you call that steady. Silver, on the other hand, was down 0.5% or 9 cents, down to $20.10 or $20.11 US per ounce. Brent and crude oil were both down or 0.9% and 1.4% respectively. Iron ore price in China was up 1.5% to $1.83 US per ton. The Australian dollar trading at 65.9 US cents on the back of the strength of the US dollar. And the 10-year yield, you can see now it's in America advancing higher than we have here. Remember, Philip Lowe, the governor of the RBA, the Reserve Bank of Australia, indicated that most likely we have reached a stage of perhaps a pause in the rise of the interest rate. And that obviously pushed the 10-year yield down by 1.6%. However, in America, they still believe that the rate will go higher. And you can see now there is a big difference between 3.98 in the US versus 3.67%. That's the 10-year yield, which affects the borrowers for housing loans. Bitcoin steady at $22. Remember, only a short time ago it was nearly $24,000 US. It's got to 24,000 nearly 3 weeks ago and hasn't really gone any higher than 24,000, as you can see here. It's down to 22,000 US. Remember, the highest level over the last 2.5 years was 66,800, dropping to as low as 15,600, and that's where we are today at 22,000 US. In Australian dollars, it's about 33,500 this morning. Again, highest level was 88,900, dropping to 23,700, and then has never gone. The highest actually was 33,700 about 2-3 weeks ago, and has never been able to go higher than, let's say, 34,000. Oh no, sorry, excuse me, it went up to 35,000 Australian dollars. Remember, when we look at the US and convert it to Australian dollar, depends where the Australian dollar is against the US. And at the moment, the Australian dollar is at the weakest level in several weeks, the 65.9 US cents. Now let's have a look at the big picture over many days. We can see that over the last 4 days, the Dow was still up 136 points. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq were both up more than 1%. If you look at over 5 weeks, less the full month, we find that no, they were all down. So obviously early in the week, or on Friday last week perhaps, we had a major drop, and you put 1 month together, we find that all the indices in America were down by nearly 3% or more. Over 1 year, the Dow is up slightly and the Nasdaq is down 9.5%. Our market, the ASX 200, that's our market gauged, over the month down 2.4%, and over the year up 3.6%. Gold over the last 4 days down $27 US per ounce, that is 1.5%. Silver down nearly 5%. Copper, the economic global barometer. Obviously, copper is used in every industry around the world. Over the last 4 days, it's down 3.3%. And oil, Brent down 2.2% down, and West Texas down 1.5%. Now let's have a look at advances and decline. Yesterday, 42% of all the stocks dropped, and the volume went higher in comparison to the previous 3 days. The previous 3 days we had more rises than declines, but yesterday almost 40% of all the stocks were down, and the previous 3 days almost 33% were actually of the trades were actually higher. So you can more or less look at the volume, look at the advances versus decline, and get some kind of perspective about the strength of the market, where the buyers are in control or the sellers are in control. You can see here that when the market drops, the minimum has been 33%. And when you look here at the market is up, the best you can do is also 33% of the percentage up. So there is a comparison when the market is higher, volume is high. When the market is down, the volume is higher and the percentage is also higher. It's very important to actually look at these factors to have some idea. Alright, now let's have a look at our portfolio. Where is our trading portfolio? Here we are. Only a few days ago, we've seen the market on the last day of trading. That is most likely Tuesday. The market was up. That is the 200 by 0.5%. However, we did better in the momentum and the aggressive portfolio. We were higher, outperforming the market. However, the conservative portfolio was actually underperforming the market, was down 0.2% versus the market up 0.5%. However, when we look at all the trades that we did since the 7th of July 2022, remember we closed all our positions before the end of June last year, and we set on almost $250,000 across all the portfolios, and we started to trade on the 7th of July. Since that time, the market went up by 11%. Our conservative portfolio was up 22%, outperforming the market. However, we did not do as well for the other three portfolios, as you can see here. So over 1 week, if you compare 1 week to another, the market was up 1.2%, and you can see the volume portfolio did the best, was up 3%. Again, let's go and see what's inside those portfolios to have a good idea. Again, here we find that the best performing stock in the conservative portfolio, where we achieved 22.2%. Mineral resources, 55% up. Whitehaven and BHP, more than about 36% higher. ANZ, 7.5%. And then we're losing money on James Hardie, but then we closed James Hardie earlier. And the Commonwealth Bank, believe it or not. But I believe there could be some dividends that we haven't really put into consideration here. But anyway, that's what we are. In the other portfolio, 1%, 1%, 3%. Again, Lake Resources has been a disappointment for us. Sayona has been the best performer, and so is Coronado. You can see here that near 26, 27%. In the other portfolios, again, we find that Temple & Webster has actually made us lose 13%. And best performer here is WiseTech and Yancoal and New Hope. Lake Resources, we've seen that before. Lake Resources 22% because we entered a bit later or earlier. And Zip down 12%. Okay, let's now go to the most active. Yesterday, Mesoblast was up 14%, trading at $1.06, and the fair value according to this is nearly 4.5%. So we're going to have a good look at Mesoblast today and see again if that fair value remains constant. The other one going down, EML Payment, traded at 45 cents, was up 3.5%, and actually we are trading EML, and the fair value is $1.68 Australian dollars. Going down that list again, Primary Health, PPK, the code, was up 1.2%, trading at $2.65, and the fair value is $4.55. Again, I can give you a copy of this portfolio, of these tables. Well, I'll give you the details at the end of this presentation, so you can call us or can write to us. All right, well, that's about it for the time being. If you want to call us, local people in Australia can call me on my mobile 0411 25 9526. Overseas people, the country code is 61, that's Australia, 61, you don't need the 0, 61 411 25 9526. We can write to me at George at FS stands for full service, George at FS FS Securities, plural, fssecurities.com.au. Happy trading, be sensible, and don't overcommit yourself in trading.